Hey, chosen one, I am back with another video. All right, I want to go ahead and mention my disclaimer because you already know how I get down. To my new subscribers, what you don't know is that I'm very passionate about my passion. I'm very passionate about my purpose. And with that being said, I have a tendency to stumble over my words because I'm just so excited to share what I've been through. I'm excited to share the message that God has put on my heart. So that comes with a little bit of stuttering and carrying on. So just laugh, and keep it moving. All right. So this is gonna be a little quick video. I always say that, and then the video end up like 10 minutes. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. 15 signs that you might be an empath. All right. So before I even start on this, one thing I want to say is thank you for your time because you could have been anywhere else in the world right now, but you're right here. It's just me and you right now. So I thank you for that. Second, I have to learn how to not ramble off so much when it comes down to what's up here. Because this is like an open file cabinet, okay? Once I open one file cabinet and close that one, another one opens. So I'm going to be very adamant on trying to narrow down what I'm saying and not tell like 10 stories just to get back to my main topic. So if you see me looking down, I got my notes right here, all right, just to make sure that I stay on track. All right, I may get off track a little bit just to voice my opinion and give you some more clarity on each and everything that I list. But other than that, I just want to go in their head first. All right, so to me, being an empath is a blessing, okay? Simply because we feel the world in a different way. All right, I have this that I jotted down. I said we don't just feel for someone, we feel with someone. All right, we have a different way of feeling. We're very sensitive, but I used to think that, oh my gosh, like I'm so soft. I have this big heart. I'm weak. Like I'm just tired of being weak. But people don't understand that being an empath, that you're strong, okay? Because your strength relies on who you are, but your strength lies in here and in your heart. Simply put, we have a different type of strength. It doesn't take I just put it this way, being an empath is not for the weak. To have your feelings out there on Front Street, to tell people how you feel about them, not knowing how they feel about you, that takes guts and strength. And last time I checked, it's not for the weak. All right. So what I like to always say, if you've watched any of my other videos, that when I speak on being an empath, I say we're emotional sponges because we are. We have this healing property within all of us. That when we see somebody broken or hurting, when we see somebody in pain, when we see somebody down, we automatically kick it into a fight or flight gear and we help that person. Doesn't matter how we feel as empaths. We could be depressed. We could be sad. We could be angry as empaths. But if somebody comes across our path, we want to help them out. We want to make them feel better. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That is how God created us. So instead of hiding who you are, I want you to broadcast it. I want you to shine a spotlight on it so that you can actually walk in your empathy. Don't be ashamed of being sensitive. Don't be ashamed of being highly intuitive. Use that to your advances, but use it to your discretion as well. Don't let it eat you alive, because if you don't get a hold of this thing, oh baby, it'll eat you alive. I've been there before. It's not fun. Okay? That's why I made my channel. Because I'm going to teach you how to be a healthy empath. When you know when to put your best foot forward, but when you also know when to dial it back. Say, okay, I'm putting too much of my energy and it's not being used properly. It's not coming back to me, so I'm not going to put it out anymore. All right, so I'm just going to rattle off these 15 signs you might be an empath. All right, and this is speaking from one empath to another. And if you know somebody also who falls in the category of these 15 things, let them know. Okay? If you have time, I would love for you to actually get out something to write with, a piece of paper, jot these things down and marinate on them. See if you fall in 10 of these categories. See if you're feeling 10 of these, or somebody you know. Share it with them so they know that, hey, you're not crazy. This is normal. Being an empath, it will make you feel crazy. So without further ado, I done talked long enough. Let me just go ahead and say the 15 and you can go on about your day, okay? Number 1, you have a strong intuition. 2, major empathy. So basically what I just said in the beginning is going to tie into these 15. All right? Number 3, you feel like you've never fit in. You never were popular, or you never were in the in crowd. You feel like you never fit in. So you altered things that you did to try to fit in, or you altered the ways that you thought to fit in. Been there, done that, never again. Okay? Number 4, you don't like crowds. You get antsy. You be ready to go. You're a homebody. You don't like... Okay, I'm not even going to go there because here I go. You don't like crowds. I'm going to keep it short and cute. Number 5, you have problems setting boundaries. I have plenty of information on my channel helping you and explaining you why you don't know how to set boundaries, where it stemmed from, and how you can go forward and set those boundaries. Shows on. You have to. Because people are going to treat you like a doormat. They're going to walk all over you. We don't have time for that anymore. It's time to use our empathy as a strength and not a weakness. Because being an empath isn't for the weak. That's a good quote. All right? Number 6, you love problem solving. Number 7, you care too deeply. But you can't help it. It's just who you are. Sometimes you wish you didn't care deeply. That's how God made you. Number 8, you cannot. Hold on, eyelash got a mind of its own. I don't like it. Number 8, you can't stand conflict. You like peace. So instead of feeding into that conflict and feeding that fire, you feel like, I'm going to go over here. Or I'm just going to mind my business. Okay? Number 9, you love nature. When it comes to me, do I love nature? I will go camping under some circumstances. You know what I'm saying? It's very, long story short, I'll put it like this. You love nature. When you go outside, you take in what you see. You're appreciative. I know when I go outside in the morning, I get up at 5:30 in the morning, and when I go out, it's still dark. And I always catch myself saying, ooh, it's cold out here, but instead of saying, oh, it's cold out here, I gotta get to the car, I hate it, it's cold out here. Me personally, as an empath, I think of all the people who don't have shelter, who don't have transportation, who don't have food, who don't have clothes. That's what I think about when I go outside. So I love nature because it reminds me where I could be. I could be homeless in that nature. Get what I'm saying? Number 10, you have high sensitivity. You're very sensitive. All right? Crying at the drop of the hat. Always in your feelings. Okay? 11, isolation. Okay, this can go different ways because God can isolate you and you can feel isolated. Or you can isolate yourself from the outside world. Sometimes as an empath, to recharge our batteries, we have to be in isolation, and that's just how it is. We have to recharge when we come home. That's why we like home. We go out into the real world. We handle our business. We set examples. We're empaths. It's not something... Look, being an empath, honey, is not just a jacket that you can take on and put off. Take on and put off. Take off and put on. Rest in peace, take off. See, here I go. Did you see that? Did you see how, it's just certain things about being an empath. We feel differently. We actually feel like we're in that moment. Okay? Number 12, you get overwhelmed easily. You get very overwhelmed easily. It does not take much. You can have this to do, that to do, that to do. Okay, fine. You like being productive. You like having a busy schedule. Cool. But at the end of the day, if things don't start going your way and everything is not lining up, chosen one, you're overwhelmed. And then about time you get to that 5th thing, you over it. I know that too well, okay? We are on number 13. You get overloaded easily. So overwhelmed, overloaded, that kind of goes in tandem with each other. They coincide because when you get overloaded easily, you be ready to go. At this point, we have to protect our peace as empaths. It doesn't matter where you are. If you walk into, and I said this before, if you walk into somebody's house and the energy is dark and it's not welcoming and you don't feel welcome. Now, I don't mean nobody coming up to you like, oh, hey, and all them hugs. I'm not talking about that. Feel the energy. If the energy if it makes you uncomfortable, if it feels like it's suffocating, if it's not welcoming, if you something in your intuition and your gut saying something ain't right up in here, oh baby, you got to get. Okay? Number 14, you have a unique view on life. You don't look at life like everybody else does. You'll be having a conversation with somebody and you'll tell them your outlook on something, and then they look at you crazy, or they'll look at you crazy. Or when you say something, once you speak from your heart, you say it out of your mouth and you hear yourself, and I'll be like, did I just say that? Or you'll be thinking like, am I the only one who think like that? You have a very high conscience. So walk into that. That's beautiful. All right? Don't let nobody tell you different. Last but not least, number 15, need for rest. And this can go back and forth between insomnia and your need for rest because your brain is on overload. Your brain is constantly on a hamster wheel because you have so many things that you want to get done. Okay? So those are the 15 things. I will be touching on this in today. It's day 32. That's good. Of my 60-day content creator challenge. All right? And make sure that you take time for yourself no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're at in life. Take time for yourself. Because if you don't take time for yourself, you cannot give that energy to anyone else. All right? Chosen One, that is it. To all my emotional sponges, go ahead and like this video. I will be dropping more content per usual. You already know what time it is. All right, Chosen One, I got somewhere to be. Gotta go. All right, until next time, Chosen One, remember, dream, snooze, or lose, you choose. Until next time, bye.